Welcome back. In this episode, we're going to dive into SIGMETs, or significant meteorological information. SIGMETs are vital for pilots, as they provide real-time warnings about hazardous weather that could affect flight safety. This includes information on turbulence, storms, icing, and volcanic ash, all of which can impact the safety and efficiency of flight operations. A SIGMET is issued for severe weather events that affect flight routes, typically covering areas from surface level to FL 450, 45,000 feet. These weather conditions are generally outside the scope of standard forecasts and need immediate attention to ensure safe flying. Let's look at the format of a SIGMET. It starts with the station identifier, which is the region or airport where the SIGMET was issued. Next, you'll see the time of issue, followed by a description of the weather phenomenon. A SIGMET might be issued for phenomena such as turbulence, hail, strong winds, volcanic ash, or thunderstorms. It may also describe freezing rain or severe mountain waves. For example, a SIGMET might look like this. Here's the breakdown. SIGMET A1. This is the SIGMET identifier. 121600Z, the SIGMET was issued on the 12th, at 4 p.m. Universal Time Coordinated. 121800, this is the valid period, from 6 p.m. Universal Time Coordinated. 24025G 35 KT, wind is from 240 degrees at 25 knots, gusting to 35 knots. 10 SM, visibility is 10 statute miles. TSRA, thunderstorms with rain. 8N90, affected area is 8 nautical miles north and 90 nautical miles east of the station. SIGMETs are issued in response to weather conditions that could affect flight operations. For example, thunderstorms with hail or severe turbulence might be hazardous for low-altitude flights. The SIGMET allows pilots to adjust their routes and altitude to avoid these dangerous conditions. One of the most common hazards identified by SIGMETs is turbulence. Severe turbulence can occur during thunderstorms, cold fronts, or jet stream interactions. When turbulence is expected, SIGMETs will provide guidance on its intensity and location, so pilots can avoid it or adjust their flight level to reduce its effects. Another critical weather phenomenon highlighted in SIGMETs is volcanic ash. When a volcano erupts, the ash can spread over large distances, reaching high altitudes. This ash can damage engines and reduce visibility. SIGMETs will include location and altitude data for volcanic ash, helping pilots avoid flying through these hazardous areas. Let's now discuss freezing rain. This is a dangerous phenomenon that occurs when supercooled liquid water freezes upon contact with the aircraft. It can rapidly accumulate on the aircraft's wings and controls, leading to loss of lift and potentially causing a stall. SIGMETs provide alerts about freezing rain conditions so pilots can adjust their flight path to avoid these areas. SIGMETs also provide information about severe winds. Strong winds, particularly gusts or crosswinds, can make landing and takeoff operations dangerous. A SIGMET may be issued for high winds, and pilots will need to plan their approach accordingly. For example, if a crosswind is expected, the pilot may choose to approach from a different runway or at a different altitude. Another important element of SIGMETs is mountain waves. These waves are caused by winds blowing over mountains and creating turbulence in the air. SIGMETs highlight areas where mountain waves are expected, so pilots can adjust their altitude or avoid flying through these zones. In addition to turbulence, volcanic ash, and mountain waves, SIGMETs may also include information about low-level wind shear, which can be particularly dangerous during takeoff and landing. Wind shear is a rapid change in wind speed or direction over a short distance, and it can cause sudden changes in airspeed and altitude. Pilots rely on SIGMETs to know when and where these dangerous conditions might occur. Now, let's look at how SIGMETs fit into flight planning. Before departure, pilots check the latest SIGMETs to ensure that there are no hazardous weather conditions along their planned route. If a SIGMET is issued for an area near their route, they can adjust their flight plan accordingly. They may change their altitude, route, or flight level to avoid severe conditions. During the flight, pilots continue to monitor SIGMETs and METARs for updates. As weather conditions change, new SIGMETs may be issued, and pilots need to remain vigilant about potential hazards. By cross-referencing the SIGMET with ATIS and metadata, pilots can ensure they are prepared for any unexpected weather events. SIGMETs are valid for a specific period, and they may also be updated or cancelled. Pilots should check for the latest updates regularly, as conditions can change rapidly. SIGMETs are particularly helpful when flying through storm systems, near volcanoes, or during winter months when freezing rain is more common. Let's wrap up with a real-world scenario. You're flying from New York to Chicago, and a SIGMET is issued for a severe thunderstorm along your route. The SIGMET details the location, wind gusts, and precipitation expected. By reviewing this information, you decide to adjust your altitude or route to avoid flying through the storm, ensuring the safety of your flight. In the next episode, we'll take a look at AIRMETs, or Airman's Meteorological Information, which provide pilots with warnings for less severe but still significant weather hazards. We'll explore how AIRMETs are used in conjunction with SIGMETs and METARs to provide a complete weather picture. See you in Meteorology number 59, AirMet, Airman's Meteorological Information.